Before we start, let me invite you to honor the national anthems and the academic anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening of this event according to the Economic Forum Kosovo, Portugal. Dear President of UBT, Professor Dr. Edmond Hairizi, dear Mr. Rui Moreira, Mayor of Porto, an honor to have you here today. Allow me to welcome the panel that will present on the second part, composed of Mr. Nelson Fernandez, Commissioner, European Economic Chamber, Ms. Elvira Fortunado, Vice Rector of Nova University, Mr. Rui Vinhas da Silva, Director for Global Expansion, Mr. Rodrigo Martins, President of the European Academy of Science. Once again, in this panel will also join in the second part, the President of UBT, Professor Dr. Edmond Hairizi, dear Prorectors, Deans, Professors, UBT staff members, students, and all present. We are gathered here with the main purpose, sharing the honor degree for a very special personality to us, Mr. Rui Moreira, the mayor of Porto. Before we start, let me introduce a short biography. Rui Moreira was born on 8th of August, 1956, and he is a Portuguese businessman and politician, currently serving as mayor of Porto since 2013. Rui Moreira has been the mayor of Portos since 2013 and was re-elected for a new term on the 1st of October 2017. His election gathered the interest of media worldwide as he became the first independent candidate to be elected in a major European city, drawing a wave of support from a movement of citizens across the political spectrum. In his words, Porto is his political party. As a columnist and commentator for several newspapers and TV channels, he has been leading advocate of Porto and Portugal's northern region interests. He is the author of various books on economic, political, and other contemporary issues, never fading away from controversy or from an informed and strong defense or of the values and principles he believes in. As a mayor, he is committed to prudent and balanced municipal financial management and leads the city's management by always considering 4 pillars: social cohesion, culture, economy, and sustainability. Before we start, let me invite the host of this event for the opening remarks, the president of UBT, Professor Dr. Edmond Ayrisi.
Thank you very much, dear honored guest, dear mayor, dear professors, dear representatives of businesses, associations, Parliament of Portugal, dear academic council, dear colleagues, staff, and students. It's our honor and privilege to welcome you today here at UBT. We have to thank the ambassador, our friend Wilber Cruzio, for this great opportunity giving us that we are coming together and bringing Portugal and Kosovo together as friends and as a lot of common components we have between two countries. I have been, I would not say many times, but I've been sometimes in Portugal, and when I was there, I always feel like I'm in Kosovo. Means culturally, from the mindset, from the spirit, from the development, we have a lot of common. So I don't know what you are feeling, but we are feeling we have an interactive, very positive element with you. And we, as of yesterday and today, we wanted to mention, to confirm our very great interest to increase the cooperation, collaboration, and friendship with you, because we can learn a lot from you, we can get a lot of benefits from you, but I think we are now as on stage to generate some value add in this cooperation as Kosovo and as UBT. UBT is a young university. It's just, let's say, 23 years from the startup years, 2001, related with the entire, let's say, short history of Kosovo now on the state building, on the peace, on the freedom, on the nation building, policy building, institution building, and a resilience process, and a lot of things happen in those 20 years. And we are, let's say, kind of components of this process, a role model, would say, or maybe a case that you can consider, because we started in the same time, similar with Kosovo freedom. We thought education is a precondition. We still believe, and we will believe, that education a very important role for creating the knowledge and increasing competitiveness and stability and development and growth. I think we have today a very nice panel to discuss on these issues and to confirm this argumentation. And based on this, we started to provide. Even the startup of UBT was not able without partnership. We create partnership. We get help and support from university partnership from Europe and United States. We had professorship from United States and Europe to come even in the time when we did not have enough rooms in the hotels and infrastructure and airport. So they expressed the interest that together with us to move and build a new generation. And based on this mission, building an entrepreneurial innovation-based ecosystem university in Kosovo, I think we can confirm a kind of very nice development today here. with a size of more than 12,000 students, active students at UBT, 150 accredited majors, which are covering almost the main major areas of studies, a comprehensive university today, and with 1,500 full-time staff, which I think we reach a kind of small, medium-sized university, but trying to be very proactive on the global and national challenges and taking really seriously the main role and responsibility of university education, research, and especially for Kosovo, taking the problems of society and try to solve through different developments, different policy design, different capacity building, different infrastructure design, and so on. So I think in this 20 years, we have been very proactive with the entire community of Kosovo to increase the development and growth of Kosovo in general. So last years we reached as some good evaluation globally, good rankings globally, and what is more important, UBT is as generating a growth in Kosovo, especially in different sectors, especially in the sectors of technology and the areas of sustainable development and healthcare. So these are areas which we consider we have to support, and I think we reach some impacts. So during this process of nation building and UBT building, as I said, we build Kosovo and UBT with partnership. We get a lot of partnership and support from Portugal. I would say in 23 years, personally, I had a lot of support from professors from Portugal, from Association of Portugal, from different levels of Portugal universities who support us in European project, on membership of Kosovo in different associations, on promotion, on coming here and teaching and interacting, on mobility of staff of students that we get and learn best practice. We went a lot in Nova, different visits in Lisbon, in University of Porto, in Minho. We had a great project for energy engineering we create here, and other universities and institutions. So I just have to thank you all for the contribution, for the positive positioning towards freedom, towards democracy, towards the best, let's say, European and international human values, and supporting this. We are also in this direction. We are part of this values, and we wanted to confirm as from our side this relation. But this was very important. During this time we reached quite more than 400 university partnership, a lot of mobilities and joint degrees and double degrees and joint studies, and I think quite of interactive new things, always according to good practice or best practice of European Union, European countries, and as a US and let's say western part of the world, or I would say as the east part, where we got as a good practice or best practice. On this framework to thank, to evaluate, to confirm the values, to promote the leadership, we have developed a degree of universities, which the name Leadership Excellence Award, which we issue personalities, we issue leaders, people who make an impact on the life, not only for Kosovo and in Kosovo, but in a global level, related with the main right, let's say, values of humanities, and trying also to promote this degree and these personalities as a role model for young generation, a role model for other people, how people can make a difference, how people can create an impact, how the proactiveness and entrepreneurial spirit and responsibility and innovation and responsibility it's important, and in this way also to interact those values together, that I think it's very needed in the global level, because we never live better than today in the world, but even today have some challenges that can be dangerous for, especially for democratic values in the global. And I think this leadership is very important for us to promote. And to those people and those leaders and those who get degrees, they don't need the degrees because they confirm the competence without degree. But this is, as I said, an motivation as for young generation to give the message that people will not forget you, people will love you, people will value you, and in this case, please be you as a kind of role model. And of course, in some segmentation, we are also very interesting to not forget the support of people and institutions and countries to support freedom. Maybe in Portugal, in your generation, you did not experience what freedom means and peace means, but in my generation, where I could not go to school, where I have to learn in garage and close all doors without knowing where we are to learn, I think the confirmation that peace and freedom is the most important than everything. If you don't have this, you don't need to live. So in this case, this proactiveness to support region, people, countries to have freedom, it's very important. And I think we had a very good opportunity, good luck, I would say, from support of this countries, people in the world who support us to get. And in this case, as from Portugal, we get a lot of support. So we together with the Kosovo embassy, we create a partnership, we create a network in the communication, and in this case, we have invited the mayor of the Porto, that you know, the Mr. Rui de Carvalho de Araujo, Moreira, sorry for this part, to select as a personality for our honor degree, and to issue this in this case, and with a honor presence and privilege to have as a you in this room, together with professors, with the president of Academy of Science, with the members of different associations, and the students and staff and academic council of UBT. So we evaluated the personality of the mayor for his entrepreneurial spirit with this leadership competence. So when we select the leadership criteria, so we find it the very good values to confirm he is a leader, not just by position, but leader by definition of universities according to the leadership competences. And for political, social, let's say, values that he is doing for Porto and for Portugal, first, because you act, you confirm, you get the result, and people recognize it. And then the second evaluation for us and confirmation is also this proactiveness and positive energy and value to support Kosovo and to cooperate with Kosovo and to create a synergy between Portugal and Kosovo. You know, the mayors and the and others, they have a lot to do. They can ignore these things, not because they want to ignore, but because of time issues, and especially in small countries. But in this case, we evaluate very much people who said, okay, Kosovo is as a very interesting part, and we have to support that they increase the quality of life, they increase the values and the integration in European Commission and different things. So two values, and the Academic Council in the last meeting we decide for this honor degree, Leadership Excellence Award, and we are really honored and privileged to issue this degree. And if you agree, dear Mayor, we invited you to issue and to give you the degree. Thank you. Kosovo, along with his exponential efforts in application for Kosovo
Thank you, Rector Hairizi. Now it's time for the Mayor of Porto, Mr. Rui Moreira. Please, Mr. Moreira, the floor is yours.
Dear Mr. Rector, deans, professors, students, Mr. Ambassador, Excellence, my great friend, Portuguese delegation, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the UBT University and its rector, Mr. Edmund Hairizi, for awarding me the Honor Degree Leadership Excellence Award, a distinction that honors me greatly, although I'm not sure that I deserve it, but I will try to deserve it. I would also like to thank the opportunity to extend my greetings to the UBT board, the Academic Council, and all the students and workers of this institution. UBT is certainly one of the most innovative higher education institutions, not only in Kosovo, but in the region. It is a prestigious university of central importance to the region, namely for promoting a knowledge-based society and training human capital capable of generating prosperity, sustainability, and quality of life for the population. I really hope that this honor will also strengthen the bonds of cooperation and friendship between Kosovo and Portugal, and Porto in particular. We are a city with a historic academic vocation and an excellent scientific research work. Let me, however, tell you a little bit, first of all, how we see Kosovo from the Portuguese perspective. Portugal values very much the idea of nations and freedom. As you know, we had a long dictatorship. Until I was the age of 18, and there was a war raging in Africa. My generation was supposed to go. I escaped by 2 years. And we did not have any freedom, and especially the role of universities and education was not recognized. Basically, we had the regime that wanted us to be a sort of rural, uneducated population, a tamed population. And in my generation, we were able to change that. I think Portugal is today a country of freedom, a country where people can express their thoughts, a country where people can resist oppression whenever it's the case. We saw Kosovo, independence of Kosovo, and the fight for independence of Kosovo as a big opportunity to rally this spirit. So you know that the Portuguese have stood behind you. We will always stand behind you, and we admire what you have done. What you have done in terms of achievement, because it is an achievement. We were discussing it this morning. It is an achievement to create a new state and to affirm this capacity to stand alone. But you're not alone. You have friends, and the Portuguese people are your friends. I know I can speak on behalf of Portugal because you know that we have been here all the time. And in Porto specifically, because we are a city of freedom, we have always been on the side of freedom historically. I won't bother you with the history of Porto, but we have all the most important revolutions have started in Porto. First of all, the constitutional revolution of 1820, when we changed from the old regime to a constitutional regime. So because of that, we value so much what you have been doing it, so I want to congratulate you. And then you have a fantastic ambassador, because as an ambassador, he's someone who no Portuguese can ever say no to, because he will phone you the next morning and say, have you changed your mind? So it's very important to have someone who is a patriot, and he's a patriot serving the country. So my deepest respects, I respect patriots very much. I wish we had more of that. Sometimes we need more in special times like we are living, but you know, I would like to honor that. And now about the role of universities. Very often I'm asked as a mayor of Porto, what is the most important tool and instrument I have? And I always mention the academia, the university. It's always the one thing I mention, because it is what makes the difference. It makes a difference on the individual level of giving capacities to people who otherwise wouldn't have them. It increases the knowledge, and it is an extraordinary contribution to human well-being. And that's what ultimately we want. Ultimately what we want to achieve is not growth per se. If it was growth per se, we would be working like machines. It is much more than that. It is the capacity to understand the world, the changing world, and to look at the future, and to believe in the future, in a bright future, to be optimistic. Someone who has no knowledge can never really be optimistic. He may believe in God, he may believe that God will give him something, but he's not a real optimist. Optimism in a society depends on knowledge, on the capacity to interpret what is going on today and to expand the dream of humankind. And that's ultimately what you're doing. So, of course, it's very important for a country like Kosovo to have a university like yours, because you are building a new administration. Your country is not very old. You have the possibility to build a new administration also based on knowledge, on merit, on the capacity to develop a brighter future for new generations. And what I've seen here and I heard from your rector is exactly this dream of going through a mutual building a network of knowledge, of understanding, of going through all the sciences, not one in particular, this capacity also to generate new business, which is very much what we look at in universities. We look, of course, at startups, which are very important. But we need more than that. We need them to scale up. We need the capacity to scale. In a country like Kosovo, it's a small country, like we are a small country in Europe. We have maybe the big advantage. We are more flexible. And if there's one thing that I recognize in Kosovo, and which we compare very much, this thing we have in Portugal as well, is we can improvise, which is something bigger countries can't. Yes, agile. Improvise is a beautiful word. It is a beautiful word provided we stand on our feet. It's very difficult to improvise when you stand only on one feet. If you stand on both feet, you can improvise without risking falling. Well, I left something to fall, I'm sorry, but it is really the capacity to improvise depends on knowledge, depends on the capacity we have every day to look for something different. And that's your role, to form new people, the new generation of people who will, in all walks of life, make the change. Be it in human resources, be it looking at urban development, which is a major factor in a changing world with climate change, be it in terms of farming, be in terms of the medical studies, be in terms of pure culture. All these aspects are extremely important. And it's also important to fight the fear. We are going through probably what we would call the times of the horsemen of the apocalypse. We had COVID. We managed to fight COVID. We have a war going on. We have climate change. We have so many threats, but at the same time, these are the targets that we have to face. And as long as we develop knowledge and our capacity and our understanding, we will certainly be able to survive. Because ultimately, human beings have always had the problem to survive. We have always been faced with threats. Every time we think that the threats are new, they are not. Remember, lots of people thought there was this millennia question. It was in the year 1000, it was in the year 2000. When I was a kid, it was the Cuban crisis. We always had these threats. But ultimately, we will overcome. And I know that Kosovo will overcome, and I know the importance of what you're doing here. So thank you very much once again. Congratulations for your work. Count me in as a friend. If there's one thing from now on I'm more compromised, is to give all the support I can. Thank you so much. Now,
Please. So, thank you very much. Really pleasure and honor, and of course, Mayor, you become now a member of friendship and partnership, and we always will be privileged to have you in this community as a leader and promote these values, your values and your impact to the young generation and to all the stakeholders here. If you agree, we can have a short break till we are changing. We are coming to the next panel after 10 minutes, maybe having some water outside, and then we will continue, that we should not lose the time. A very interesting, important debate with very honored members here. Then we proposed, the School of Arts has an exhibition today, has opened. If you, can go in another building for some minutes to see, and then we will close with some food, and then we move to Prisoner, which has a very nice city, and I think we will enjoy very, very good this part. So thank you very much, and let's move forward.